This video is for entertainment purposes only. Naked sexual aggression. What kind of name is that? Y'all be killing me with these names. Abundance, wholeness, peace. Mia, what's going on, baby? How y'all doing? What's going on with you? Hola. You were there laughing. I'm just saying, what is that? Hey, out of sight. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How is everybody doing this evening? How y'all doing? Hey, Kasia, what's going on? Divine Rising. You got to repost that live where you were talking about how 2023 was hard for us. Oh, girl, I didn't even say that live. You know that live was crazy. That was a crazy ass live. Woo! That live was on fire, honey. I couldn't say that. That thing was too hot, honey. I said too much on that live, honey. I had to just let that fade to black. But I can talk about that a little bit here. But all that stuff I said about in that live, no ma'am. That was one of them lives where you just had to be there. Okay, hold up. Someone said, I was there for that 2023 live. I just seen this post again, 4 different videos of a possible UFO in Mexico. Well, I don't know what part of Mexico, honey, but we stay having those hovering over them. UFOs, that's nothing. Let me tell y'all how that's very common these days. That's a common thing for people to see. I took pictures of two UFOs and showed you guys plain as day when I was at the beach, just sitting there chilling. Hey, Shantae, doing it again? They was trying to shut us down. Yes, I'm going to say this live, child. I'm going to say this live. I'm just so happy I got the notification for this live. IG be tripping. I just saw the Discord notification. Yeah, because I know y'all on Discord. Y'all like it when I go live now. So I said, let me go ahead and let y'all know. Let me let y'all know. Shamanic Alchemist, what's going on, family? It was like a clear dome okay. Now I did see that dome looking orb looking thing that was sitting on top of a mountain. I did see that there. I did see that. Yo, shut up! I'm trying to tell my dog. Leave me and my dog alone. My daughter over here hating on me right now. Talking about she need to go pee. Talking about she need to go pee. Fine. Go on, baby. Mama said you gotta go pee. So here disturbing me while I'm on this live. Yeah, I'm gonna say the live, baby. I'm gonna say the live. Neo Cosmos, brother! Give a shout out to my brother Neo Cosmos in the building. What's going on, man? You saw one in Los Angeles? Hi, Kirby. Or Caribre. Hermano. I live in New York City and I haven't even felt any of the earthquakes y'all speaking of. Okay, that's that you operating in a whole different, if you ain't felt them earthquakes they talking about up there. And I'm just going to chop that up to, baby, you made it to the 10th dimension and above with Gaia. And so therefore, as far as your consciousness, as far as your level of consciousness is concerned, and so you're operating in a whole different reality. Okay. This is also a part of that split where people are going to be experiencing certain things and other people won't be experiencing the damn thing. You got some people that'll be filming things that nobody else is seeing, and two people could be standing right next to each other, right across the street, and you'll have one person swearing up and down there having an earthquake, and you'll have another person saying, what the hell are you talking about? It's on that type of time now. Okay? They said, me either. They said we had 3 earthquakes, not felt one. Same, I ain't feel Midwest, I feel the tremors. Felt one here in Puerto Rico last night. Okay, now I want you guys to understand something. There is a difference between the technology that they were using versus the actual natural earthquakes that Gaia is doing herself. Okay, there is a big difference. Now, if you remember my last live, and I don't think I saved that live. I don't think I saved it. But I was talking about how, that 8.8 earthquake was man-made. Well, let me just say this. I'm not going to say that. The Greys did that. Okay. The Greys did that. That was Grey made. Okay. The Greys did that. Okay. There was been ones out in LA, but I didn't feel anything. Yeah. Folks are getting their seat kicked. What you talking about, fam? Getting their seat kicked. What you talking about? Those last 2 lives, I know, man. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. But it's all good, though. This one's going to be toned down a lot more than those ones I was doing. Because I got to be careful of the things I say out my damn mouth. I be saying too much. I be getting too comfortable saying too much. And I got to chill out. You laughing at me. Hey, Cartier. Hey. What's going on, big guy? Give a shout out to my people's Cartier Vision. I think he meant ass kick. That's what I was thinking, but he said C kicks. I was like, huh? Streets collapsed in Cleveland. You look so beautiful, mama. Well, thank you, baby. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I went and I was doing some workouts today. So I appreciate y'all, but I tell you what, my body hurts. I can tell you that right now. My body's hurting. Oh, snap. What's going on today, Isis? All right, so I just came on here just to shoot the breeze with y'all and just talk to y'all about a couple things I've been noticing online, okay? And so I'm gonna bring it down to earth for a little bit, because a lot of times I be having y'all all the way out there in the cosmos somewhere when I'm talking, and y'all love it when I start telling them stories, because I love telling stories, but you gotta understand those stories ain't fiction, those stories are real, okay? And yes, I may touch on a couple of extra stories here, but right now I want to bring it on down, and I want to ground a little bit. I just want to talk about a few things I see going on here on the earth, okay? from a grounded perspective. Body hurt is kind of hot. Laugh out loud. You funny as hell. Well, it will be, honey, once I get this full body in shape, honey. I'm trying to tell you. Okay? But I'm really hurting. I'm not going to hold you. I'm really hurting. My biggest challenge is myself. So now it's me versus me right now. And that's the phase that I'm in. It's me versus me. And so I'm entering into this other phase of my life right now. So I do appreciate you guys loving the glow up and everything. I appreciate y'all. But I'm going to talk about this brawl that took place out there in Cincinnati. Did y'all peep that video of that brawl that took place out in Cincinnati? Did y'all peep that whole thing? Now, what they're trying to do, this live is important because I need to let you guys know the downloads that I started receiving in terms of them putting their focus on us much more stronger than they have been. And the reason why this is happening is because there is a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that a lot of you guys are unaware of. Okay. And there are core structures that are being torn down that they're not televising on the news, which is causing them to get more aggressive with the originals, because now they're realizing there's a lot more originals that are waking up. Okay. A lot more originals that are training, a lot more originals that are getting on path in terms of their roles. And there are things that are happening on different parts of the world. Now, they're getting extra aggressive. So I want you guys to listen to me. For those of you who live in the United States specifically, I am focusing specifically on y'all, because that's where a lot of you originals are in Tamari. And just so you know, Tamari is Canada, United States is the heart of Tamari, and then Mexico. All of those three continents are Tamari. All of it's all Tamari. Okay? Wholeness family, I'm multitasking right now. Do your thing, brother. Do your thing. We get it. So, my message to you is they are starting certain things, but I want to put you up on game about a couple of things. Number one, the Cincinnati situation that's going on where they're trying to turn it racial. Okay. The news media is posting one thing, one side of the story, and then trying to blow that thing up. And they're trying to make it political, and they're trying to race bait. Okay. I want you guys to understand, even the police chief, I watched that thing a couple of times, different videos. And even the police chief is even peeping, saying how they only put out one angle of the thing and didn't show the whole thing in terms of what happened. They didn't show the whole angle. And I'm glad that she came out and she said that. Okay. Because basically what she was saying was she was irritated at the fact that they didn't put the full story out there to try to make it seem like one way. Okay. And then you want to start, trying to promote certain things out there kind of heavy. Now, after that, there was some messages that were flying out of the sky that was telling all the Caucasian people to start getting themselves armed, but it just happened to be falling in a lot of the indigenous communities. Okay? So I want you guys to remember, they like to play on your emotions. They like to play on your energy. They are trying to harvest your energy, and they are also trying to instill fear. It is imperative that you do not entertain that energy of fear, because that's what they feed off of. Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the racial wars. Don't get caught up in the politics and how they politicize certain things. Don't get yourself caught up in it. I need you guys to be more keen to what's being done right now. Now, Blackwater is now putting in a bid. And they're putting up a bid of $25 billion right now to get into the deportation game, where they promise to have a substantial amount of people out of the United States by 2026. And they're talking about taking it as far as putting up camps on military bases. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to certain things, because there's a lot of things that's coming up, and then all of a sudden they disappear out the news. A lot of things is coming up, then they're disappearing out of the news. There are certain nefarious beings that have set up tons of different contracts in place to ensure that they try to destroy this planet. So a lot of things that you're seeing right now are things that are being done to try to move against the originals. And you need to be aware of this. Okay? Do not get caught slipping out here. They're trying to get a lot of people out of the country. My thing is, who the hell are you to sit up here and dictate who belongs in the country and who doesn't? You see, I want to share something with you. To an original, any type of person or entity having that type of money, and I want you to be clear how I see this. When you have an original that's tapped in, you understand the power of original and how they can make shit shake. That right there is chump change compared to the damage that an original can do on this planet. Let me just say that. Now, you guys say, I want to get access to my powers, but you're not willing to heal to get there. You're not willing to go through the various integrations that you're going to have to go through with your aspects to get there. And in order for you to actually even integrate with your aspects, you would have had to have done a certain amount of healing. Why? Because your aspects operate on various different frequencies. So if you're operating on a level of 4D consciousness, if that aspect is not operating on the 4D consciousness, the chances of you integrating with that aspect is second to none. It's not going to happen. It will not happen. So as you continue to heal continuously, right, then you will be able to integrate with those different versions and those different aspects of who you are. And then you will get access to the powers of those aspects. Okay? That's how this works. Now, these aspects are different reincarnated versions of you. And you know what? I was today years old when I found out that this is information that the Illuminati and all the elites know about. I didn't know that. When I come out and talk about this stuff, I thought this was just some stuff that, I was like, okay, I'm tapping into higher conscious levels. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting information from the ethers. I'm getting information from the higher versions of myself that's dropping science and knowledge, only for me to find out later on that this is the stuff that they teach within the Illuminati. So for all you guys, I want to know what they're teaching. They're teaching about the stuff I'm talking about. So I suggest you go to my previous lives on Instagram and my previous lives on YouTube so you can learn a lot, because the cat's out of the bag. Now, there's other things that they're doing. Okay? There's other things that they're doing where they're trying to get a hold of your aspects through seals and sigil magic. Okay? That's how they were able to take down some of the biggest and the strongest of our people, was by utilizing seals and sigil magic. And if you understand real magic, if you're a magician, a warlock, a witch, a sorceress, a lot of these people are highly, highly trained in ancient magic. And they have the ability to affect the collective with this highly trained magic. Okay? So I want you guys to understand, because the veil is lifting, the veil has lifted. I want you guys to understand, because I'm giving you jewels and I'm giving you keys on what you need to know. Why do you need to know this? Because you need to know why you do certain things when it's not of you. You got to start being more present with self, where you can know who you are and how you would react to things. They utilize magic. They utilize AI magic. And there is a such thing called AI magic. By playing with the algorithms, by sending out bots, by doing various different things. There's different forms of magic. Okay? Especially when they start playing the algorithm game. Hey, Gwenny Gwen, what's going on? Okay? So the key here is to understand that every single last one of you that's in this live is Neo out of the Matrix. Let's start there. Okay? Take you niggas to school. I suggest you get a pen and a piece of paper, because I'm about to school the living daylights out of y'all, because y'all need to be schooled. Get your pen and get your paper. Because pretty soon I'm taking this shit over to Patreon. And then you want to pay for the information. Hey. If the live keeps freezing up for you, Von X9, sign out and sign back in. Sign out and sign back in. Okay. Someone said, okay, they said, I'm ready. Let's do this. And don't you ever say that I didn't give you something for free. Because you fuckers love freeloading off of people and don't like to give nothing back. You love doing that shit. You love being entitled. So don't you forget. All right. You getting it? Getting your pen? Get your pen. The game is sold, not told. Boom. They're going to get a little taste of it though. I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste of it. I ain't going to give you a whole lot because I'm going over to Patreon. Some said, girl, you dropping too much information and too much knowledge. They got to kick out something to show how much they support you. I said, you know what? You're right about that. I think I'm going to go ahead and create me a Patreon account. Well, I got one, but it's not active. I got one. Sharice, you already know. Hey. Girl, these ain't braids, baby. You better look again, honey. These ain't braids. I'm heading home from work now. I'm locked in now. Okay, fam. Wig's about to be blown all the way back. Wifey and I are ready. I have pen and paper to take notes. Real talk. I would pay for your Patreon, but it is very well worth it. Man, when you had it free on Telegram, that was a sign. Well, look, I gotta continue to elevate. You guys gotta remember where I started off, and then you also have to remember where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So I have no choice but to continue to elevate. So as I elevate in consciousness, you guys want these jewels. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to bless me. You're gonna have to exchange energy. It's called reciprocity. It's called the cosmic law of reciprocity. Y'all should learn that. You get blessings when you reciprocate energy back, not when you just take and take and take and take and take. All right? Yes, the live will be saved. Do I need to take my locks out? Because all right. Here's keys to getting for you to be able to get to the next levels. Okay. Number one, you're not going to be able to skip past this. You're not. Start doing shadow work. My quantum shadow work as a matter of fact, my first class, my quantum shadow work just started Monday. I got 10 slots open. Now I know there's a lot of y'all that I had to decline and turn away. I told you I can't take everybody. I'm not meant to work for everybody, so please don't take it personal. But you can put in a request for clearance to see if you can join the Quantum Shadow Work course. The first class just started last Saturday. My class is every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. on Zoom. Okay? So if you want to get in, you can log on to IsisWisdom.com. All right? Number one, shadow work. Shadow work. If you don't know what shadow work is, Google shadow work. Once you start confronting the parts of yourself that you haven't healed from, the traumas that you've experienced in your life, that you have not healed from, that you've been carrying around, creates density within the body. So you have to get rid of the density so you can become light. The lighter you become, the more expansive in consciousness you become. Okay? I want you guys to understand, because they don't ever tell you that there are levels to this to get access to certain things. Some of you guys are power hungry because you've never been respected in your life. If that's the reason why you want to have access to your powers, then you don't need to have access to them, because with powers comes great responsibility. The more you heal, the more expansive you become. Number two, start building a relationship with your higher self. Your higher self is your future self. You should be communicating with your higher self on a regular basis. So you have the vessel. You are just simply the vessel of your future self, of your higher self. You need to start communicating with your higher self. Number three, you need to build a relationship with your ancestors, because they are the first line of protection for you while you're on the spiritual journey, because people will come for you, especially you originals. People will come for you. There are so many enemies. You have ancient ones out here that are enemies that are already tapped in and are already getting at you since you was a child. And you didn't even know anything about this. Okay? To be in that state of consciousness, you start coming into certain knowledge, such as waking up to a different kind of reality of learning that you have been watched by this government since you was a child. Some of you guys might not be ready for that type of smoke. Some of you guys, it might be better for y'all to continue to stay asleep. But let me tell you what happens to y'all when you start waking up or your frequency starts getting high. You'll start seeing them black helicopters. Those planes start hovering over your house. When you start seeing those black helicopters and those planes hovering over your house, that means that your frequency is entirely too high. That means they already know that you're an original. They already have systems to tell them that you're waking up. And that is problematic for them. Because depending on what original you are, waking up, it's going to be very detrimental to the nefarious forces out here moving around. Their job is to scare you into submission so you don't ever take the time out to find out more about who you are. That's why they push out fear, push out all these different agendas. That is AI magic, algorithm magic that they're pushing out there to you on a constant basis. Pay attention to your algorithm. If your algorithm is sending you fear-based stuff, you need to change your algorithm or reprogram your algorithm. You need to pay attention to that. You want to train your algorithm to where you are tapping into more high vibrational frequencies or things that uplift you or things that you resonate with or people that you resonate with. That's how you want to change your algorithm. This means that you're probably going to clean up some of the people that you follow. This means that you probably aren't going to follow some of the same people you used to follow. It's okay if you decide that you want to clean up your Instagram, your followers, your Facebook, your YouTube, whatever it is you're tapping into. It is okay if you want to remove what doesn't resonate. That's number 4. Remove from you what doesn't resonate with you anymore. Okay? Remove that from you. Remove that energy that does not resonate with you anymore. Because if you're still having energies coming into your consciousness that you don't resonate with anymore, then you're asking for certain things to happen in your unhealed state to pull you into certain things, into certain energies. Had a whole reality shift, mama. New faces at my store, and a lady winked at me and she told me I'm not human, and I smiled. Girl, mine is so high, I know the pilots and their bosses, and I'm in the leather lifestyle, respectively. It's that unique. Interesting. Detox, that's part of taking care of the body, baby. That goes without saying. Of course, as far as detox, that goes without saying. Now, one line told, going through it right now. Okay, goddess, thank you, baby. Friends, clothes, decor. If it doesn't align, then then let it go. Boom. Okay. Even with myself, right? And I'm not ever going to single out women and how they dress. I think women are just beautiful. Okay. I think men are just handsome. I think the guys are just gorgeous. Okay. But when you're operating on certain levels of consciousness, everything changes, including how you dress. That changes. But I don't knock anyone. I'm just saying that's how I move. I told you I'm in my royalty right. I'm in my royal attire right now. I'm on something else. I'm on something totally different. I'm embodying something. I am embodying who I truly am. Okay? I am embodying that energy because I went through those different phases of life where I wanted to show my skin and I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that and show off my assets of my ass and all that bullshit. Okay? Because I'm still hood at the end of the day, baby. Don't get it twisted. But I'm what you call hood refined. Okay? Hood refined. But do not get it twisted. Okay? Don't get that shit twisted. You never get notified about these lives? I don't know, baby. Hey, Candace, how you doing, baby? How you doing? I recently got a huge download on how I've been watched, and when I was a little girl, they unalived. Wait a minute, hold on. They unalived the only doctor that was going to cure me of what I was suffering from. To this day, it was a lot. Okay, Britt Washir, come see me at IsisWisdom.com. It had gotten to the point where they don't really make it known. They watch me. They quiet about it now. Reformed Ratchet. Now, I wasn't ratchet now. I didn't say I was ratchet. I didn't say that. But I did say I was hood. There's a difference between being hood and being ratchet. The girl was never ratchet. But hood, yes. Yes. Okay? Yes. I'm from B-More at the end of the day. Okay? I'm from West Side. Okay? Madonna Avenue, to be exact. Okay? So, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, I done been gone from there for a very long time, so you don't hear that Baltimore accent come out of me as much anymore, okay? But I'm just letting you guys know. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, don't get it. They be getting it twisted, honey. They get it twisted. They say ratchet. Nah, not that. You know what I'm saying? Never that. My parents did raise me now. I was raised by I grew up in a two-parent household, okay? My mom just passed away last year, okay? My parents were still together, okay? My mom just passed away last year, so, all right? So I was fortunate enough to have both my parents when I was growing up. That is Zerly Danto energy don't play. You crazy. No, you know. You know not to call me out like that. I like the hood refined. That's better than the ghetto fabulous. Okay, baby. Okay, that's hood refined, honey. That's it. Hood refined. So, getting back to where I was at. So you also want to get into a space of taking care of your vessel as well. You got to get into the space of that. The healing is going to take you out of the depression when you heal. Okay? A lot of us walk around in a state of depression and we don't even realize we're walking around like this. Okay? We don't. Sometimes you can be in a depressed state and not know that you're in a depressed state. You don't know. You think everything is fine, but other people that know you can look at you and say, "Hey, I'm noticing certain things about you. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing the things that you like to do, that you used to do anymore. You're not smiling as much as you used to. I see you crying more than usual." But in your mind, you're thinking everything is okay, not realizing that you were in a state of depression. I went through that. I went through a state of depression. And I didn't know that I was in a state of depression. You know, healing isn't something that's really promoted within our communities like that. You know, our grandparents didn't talk about healing. Our parents didn't talk about healing when we was growing up in our community. We just dealt with whatever traumas that came to us, and we just kept moving on. Well, now in the age of Aquarius, it's time for that to shift, so we can get better consciously as a collective to get to the next level. Ladies, fellas, y'all got to stop allowing things to happen to you. And then you don't sit with what happened to you. And you don't deal with what's happened to you. Don't put on fronts for everybody else because you feel like you got to be strong, or you feel like you got to keep going, or you feel like you're in some type of survival mode. Survival mode does not mean that you neglect yourself. That's not what that means. Okay? Take time out to take care of yourself first. When you start building that relationship with your higher self is going to guide you to the right teachers that's going to open up more doors for you, that's going to help you, guide you down your path. As an Ifa priestess, we deal with the destiny of a person's life. So when you come to Ifa, you come because you want to better your life and you want to know about your destiny. Ori, which is the head, is the destiny. When you come to an Ifa priest or priestess, we line you up with your Ori, which is your destiny, the head inside of your head, the deity that lives inside of you. Okay? Now, you guys never really hear me talk about Ifa that much. You guys don't really see me doing that much because that's a whole other side of my life that I don't bring out to the public. And I know there's plenty of Ifa priests out there that do that, and I commend them for all that, and that's great. But I am also a universal teacher, so I can teach from various different levels. I can talk about the cosmology of Ifa and how expansive the tradition really is, the teachings really is, how expansive the Orishas really are. I can go into that, and maybe I'll do a live about that. But I want you guys to understand, I come from a traditional background. I have a traditional background, which I'm very proud of, and it kept me on path. Okay? You deal with your ancestors, the gods of your bloodline. They will protect you. So when I say ancestors, I'm not just talking about the bloodline ancestors that you know about. I'm also talking about the God ancestors in your bloodline. So for an example, the Orishas are my bloodline ancestors. So is the Loas and Vudan. They are also my bloodline ancestors. So when I come to teach, I teach from a whole different style. But one of the things I do when I teach these traditions is that I incorporate the healing first. Because there's too many priests and priestesses out here who are unhealed that came into this for the wrong reasons, and they're hurting their godchildren. I'm old school. I come from a different cloth. Okay? And then I add in the cosmic teachings in to what I'm doing. So when I tell you these things, I tell you these things from experience. I tell you these things from wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You know, we say understanding. I say understanding. Okay? I teach you to go inward. We don't worship anything outside of ourselves. The Orisha told me never to worship them, ever. Same with the Loas, never. That's like me giving away my own power. If my parents are Orishas, that means I'm an Orisha. If my parents are Loa, that means I'm a Loa. So that means that I need to step into who the hell I am, right? So when I teach y'all, that's why you always hear me say, don't be humble, be modest. Because to be humble means you're putting somebody over you. To be modest means that you know how to control certain things of self. You have enough discipline to control self. Okay? To not allow certain things to come at you or get at you or take you overboard or what have you. But you stand in your power at all times. That's how you gain respect. Okay? That's how you gain respect. I got major hits that Loa's running through my bloodline. It might be. It might be. So when I say to you that you got to tap in with your ancestors, it's because the bloodline or the gods of your bloodline are going to teach you how to step in to your godhood. But you need guidance. You can't do this by yourself. There's some of you guys out here that think you can do everything by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. You need assistance. You need guidance. Okay? I got elders. I respect my elders. My elders respect me. I take their advice and I allow them to guide me. Okay? That's why I've lived on this planet for as long as I've lived on this planet. Because I respect my elders. So if you want to get into getting into those higher parts of yourself, you got to tap in with those ancestors. That's got that knowledge that's going to guide you to the path of how they became who they are. Remember, in the Patakis, in Ifa, it talked about these Orishas being on this planet first. Then they continue to elevate. Okay? A lot of you guys are Orishas. A lot of you guys are Loa. A lot of you guys are something else, and you don't even know who the hell you are. So, for me, the Orishas guided me to my destiny, to get into the quantum part of my destiny. From there, this is when I started learning all kinds of stuff about myself. Then I started tapping in to other cosmic family members that I didn't even know I had. And then I started getting taught and trained. And then from there, it just took it to a whole nother level. Okay? So I'm giving you guys steps. And I want you guys to understand that, first of all, the integration of any of your higher selves is very serious. It's no joke. It ain't nothing to play with when you are integrating with your higher selves. First of all, those versions of yourself carry a certain type of energy that your body has to be able to hold, energetic wise, depending on the frequency that they're operating on. If your body is not able to hold on that energy, you will not integrate with that version of yourself because you have not raised your frequency or expanded your consciousness enough in order to be able to hold the energy. Okay? It is imperative that you guys understand this stuff because there's so many people out here that say that you guys think that telekinesis, yes, that's one gift and that's great and all that. And hearing is another gift and smelling is another gift and all that other stuff. And sight is another gift. Yeah, that's great. Okay. All those things are great. But what if I was to tell you that you have a vast amount of gifts than just those 7 that you know about? What about that? What about those? How do you tap into them? How do you tap into the vast knowledge that you actually have access to? How do you tap into your own Akashic records, your own library? How do you tap into that? Your own library of knowledge. How do you really tap into that? Integration is different than just tapping into the aspect. Way different. Way different. First of all, depending on who you are, I'm going to tell y'all something. I didn't even integrate with my main source spark vessel. I didn't even integrate with her until a couple months ago. I had integrated with everybody else named Mama as far as my other aspects. But that one right there, I was getting on one with her about that. I was like, hold up, how you gonna have me integrating with this aspect and that aspect and this one and this one? And let me tell y'all something. Some of your aspects are entire galaxies. Did you know that? My cosmic originals. Some of your aspects are galaxies. Some of your aspects are planets. Some of your aspects are solar systems. Some of your aspects are suns. Some of your aspects are black holes. Some of your aspects, I'm trying to tell y'all some shit. When I talk about tapping into this knowledge, this is pure 100% cosmic knowledge, baby. Pure 100% source ethers. Okay? I'm tapping into source consciousness right now. I want you guys to understand that. So I'm not out here talking just to be talking. I'm talking because I know what I'm talking about. But see, they don't call people like me out to come and speak at their events. They deal with people that talk about the same old shit. You want to know why they do that? Because they're concerned about certain individuals outshining those individuals because maybe those individuals may have more knowledge than them. The white folks will invite me out all day. But when it comes to my own people, they don't reach out. They don't say, Isis, let me have you come and speak at my event here. Let me come. I don't get that from my own community. I get that from the white folk. And that's a damn shame. Because they looking to tap in. Niggas is out here playing loop-de-loop games. Loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-loop. Or overseas. I'll get invited overseas to go speak overseas because they appreciate the knowledge. But when it comes to my own people, y'all say that. Y'all say y'all support. But I'm the type of person that's about proof. The proof is in the pudding. Yep, they scared of you. And they shouldn't be. Smart was saying the same thing. Yeah, you noticed that, right? It be the same cliquish ass niggas going from one event to the next. It's the same shit. And when you go to the events, they talking about the same shit they talked about last year and the year before that and the year before that. The same shit and the same folk. You see, I understood at an early age that I didn't fit in with everybody else. And see, you have what you call these pseudo-conscious folks out here. Pseudo-conscious. Okay? These are the individuals that talk, but when they get confronted with real shit, they don't know how to respond to that. because their consciousness hasn't expanded as much as they portrayed that it does. Okay? When the real pops up, and that's why I named myself, I am the realest to ever do it, because I tell y'all all the time, and people that know me know what time it is. I tell y'all, it's real over here in these cosmic streets. If you come over here, I'm not for the play. So what it is it's okay. Before I approach her, I know I can't come with that bullshit, because she's going to see right through that and call me out on my shit. And I don't think I'm going to be ready to hear that. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm still trying to figure myself out, or I like being who I think I am to be where I'm at. But the thing about that is, I'm going to tell you something I noticed about my audience. I'm going to tell you something I noticed about my audience. I'm going to tell you something what I noticed about my followers. You know what I like about y'all? Y'all are just like me. You will speak your mind. You will hold me to task if I'm messing up. If you think I'm messing up, you will hold me to task. But more importantly, your consciousness is expanding and you're learning from me. And I really appreciate that. So you can say that my audience is niche. It's a niche. That's why I tell people I'm not for everybody out here. Because there are conscious speakers out here that are for the world. Those are the ones who are still trying to find themselves, and shouts out to them for them trying to find themselves. At least they're making an effort to try to find themselves. But then there are those who went through that phase already, who been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And they have done a tremendous amount of healing where they are very authentic within self. And so when you start running into those individuals who are authentic within self, because, see, that's what people are looking for. They're not looking for the pseudo-conscious people out here no more. They're not looking for that. They're looking for authenticity. And you know and you feel authenticity when you see and you hear it. It's very direct. It's very straight to the point. You will feel the energy of that. You will feel that energy. And you will know there's a certain level of respect that I command. Not demand, but I command. There's a difference between demand and command. I don't demand respect from nobody, but I know how to command respect. You see the difference? There's an energy that's over me where certain individuals know, okay, I have to approach her. Let me test her. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I did that. I won't do that again. Let me approach her a different way. And they know it's got to be authentic. It has to come straight from the heart space, and it has to be authentic. Because if you're not coming from your heart space, it's no bueno over here. I'm going to know off the rip, okay, you're wearing your mask. You're pretending to be something that you're not, because I'm feeling your energy. If I can't feel your heart space, or I can't feel your energy, no bueno. You got to get the hell on up out of here. Okay? The grand teacher, much love and respect to you, Mama. I've been a cosmic student of yours for a while. Love you. Love you too, Simply Divine too. Thank you, baby. I teach you guys how to feel when it comes to your discernment. You don't believe your lying eyes, but you will believe what you feel. That's how you discern heart space. Now, once you tap in with those ancestors and they begin to start guiding you, and you're tapped in with your higher self, and they begin to start guiding you to where you got to go by putting you with the correct teachers, that's when the magic really starts to happen for you. Okay? Now, I've designed various different programs to initiate a person to themselves in their totality. Okay? Where they grow. But it's going to require you to put in some work. Hence, quantum shadow work. You ain't hear nobody talking about that type of shit. You heard shadow work, but you ain't never heard quantum shadow work till Isis Wisdom came out and started talking about it. Period. Or when I came out and started talking about them aspects. Niggas wasn't even talking about that in the community until I came out and started talking about it first. Okay? I'm going to toot my own damn horn. I'm going to give my own self the credit. But it's more than just you being able to say, I'm such and such, or I'm such and such, or I'm such and such. Nah, fam. Nah, that's not the way that go. That's not the way that go. Because you can know who you are, but not possess the energy of who you are. Not possess the power of the growth, the wisdom, of the knowledge of that version of yourself. If you don't have that, then what are we talking about? You're still a shell at the end of the day. And the aspects that are operating on those levels of consciousness are not going to integrate with you until they see you putting in that work and see that you're getting to the levels that you need to get to. And not to mention, don't even get me started on Source. Because Source will intervene on your ass quick. And some of you guys, a lot of you guys need to start developing your relationship with Source. See, let me tell you how they hid you being able not to communicate to the Most High. By simply taking out the knowledge that the Most High is Source. That's it. That's how they hid it from you. Okay? They hid it from you. Oh, I'll never be able to talk to the Most High. Why not? Who said? Who said you can't talk to Source? Who told you that? Who told you that lie? That you can't talk to Source? Now, they can be picky and choosy about who they're going to talk to. So I want you to understand when I say Source, yes, Ashere, Olodumare, divine masculine, divine feminine, divine masculine, yes, they do talk. However, there's other groups of other beings also that will come forth and speak to you as Source. The 7 source gods may not necessarily communicate to you right away. They may not necessarily communicate to you right away unless they see something about you or you're one of their children or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They may see something about you that you don't know about yourself. They may have given you a specific role that you don't know nothing about. And then all of a sudden, as you're going down your path, and all of a sudden you start hearing from Source. And you're like, hold up. I remember the first time I heard from... My first encounter with Olodumare blew my wig back so hard, fam. I didn't even know how to. I didn't even know how to respond to that. First, I thought I was in the Twilight Zone. I thought I was cracking for a moment. I thought I was cracking. I said, "Oh, this is that. I had heard about this." He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "That thing when people start saying that they hear from the Most High, but they're not really hearing from the Most High." You know what I'm saying? That thing right there. I think this is what's happening to me. I didn't floated my ass up out of here to the cosmos so far out here, my mind and cracked. And he starts laughing. He says, there you go. There you go. Putting yourself down. Why do you feel like that you have to, why does it have to be all like that? Why can't it be that I just want to speak to who I want to speak to? I said, but we're like a grain of sand compared to you. There you go. Putting yourself down again. I said, it's religious programming. Please forgive me. It's religious programming. You know what I'm saying? So I talked to him for 3 straight years before he introduced me to Ashere. I didn't know about Ashere. So I had the opportunity to be able to speak to him, and I had the opportunity to be able to speak to her. And I'm grateful. But I'm going to tell you something. That experience in my life was crazy because it was in that moment when I first started hearing from him and he first started speaking. And when he speaks, he's very stern. It said, I am that I am. That thing, that whole thing right there. Yeah, it's that. When he speaks, it's so stern and so finite that it's just like, oh, so you really are about that life. You really are that, huh? You know what I'm saying? You start thinking about that. Yes, Amani, yes. If any of you have ever had the opportunity to speak to him and he respond back, and you guys know the sternness in his voice, it is very stern. Okay? Very loving father, but very stern. And it's just like he told me, I think it was yesterday, all of my children can hear me when I speak to them. When I choose to speak to them, there's not a single being on this earth that doesn't hear me when I speak to them. I was like, damn. I'm talking about will startle the crap out of you. Startle the crap out of you in a heartbeat. Speaking to Source on the mountaintop for 3 years. Strong father energy. Yeah. Very straightforward, very direct, very to the point, and don't ask him too many questions either. Don't ask him too many questions. You can get a few questions in. You won't get a few questions in, but then he'll get on that. All right, now. You know what I'm saying? Like, go talk to Asheray, take it to her. You ask him too many damn questions. I'll save it, baby. I'm gonna save it. At Venu Mercury, you can speak. Just start talking. That program will get y'all twisted. That program have you thinking, I got to have an intercessor because I'm not clean enough to be able to talk to God. I'm like, what God y'all talking about? You talking about that nigga in the Bible? That ain't the same dude. That's somebody else right there. What y'all talking about? Which God are you talking about? Okay? So don't ever let nobody, tell you that you don't have the ability to speak to the Most High. You most certainly have the ability to speak to the Most High. You an original, you speaking to the Most High. And you're going to get a response. You just didn't know that it was source. That they were source. You just didn't know that. Because they hid that. They had a lot of things from the public and then projected to look a certain way and then put it in religion, then cause distortion within the teachings of the great books, and then take information from various different books and put it in here and put it in there, and then say, okay, this is the book of Genesis. Lies. Lies. Let me tell y'all something. When they talk about some of these like Matthew's a whole angel running around out here. They didn't tell you that Matthew was an angel. All those cats you see written in the book, the majority of them are angels. The majority of them are angels. But see, they didn't tell you that because they was taking books out of, like for instance, the book of Enoch. The book of Enoch that you know of today has a lot of distortion in it. A lot of distortion. I'm going to come out and I'm going to teach you guys about some of the things. Like I'll do a compare and contrast and say, okay, they said this, but that's actually not the correct information. It's really this. Okay? I'm going to be doing a lot of that for y'all so you guys can kind of start unraveling a lot of this stuff because a lot of the information, if you know what to look for, is encoded. Or they'll just take information completely out to where you're not able to get any of the information at all. It just really depends on how adept you are. If you're adept, it just really depends. Okay? But once you start tapping in, you're going to start getting the correct information and you're going to start realizing how many lies they told about a lot of different things. And you have a lot of people running around here, running behind false light beings, thinking that they're doing some real teaching. And even though some of these teachings may look like it's something, you don't realize that some of those teachings are like throwing you off kilter just a little bit. Like that's the way Lucifer works. When she's teaching you something, she's going to teach you something, right? I told y'all, I call her the lesson teacher. I don't call her the light bearer because her light is very painful. But I do acknowledge her as a lesson teacher because she is the type of being that you will run into when you are in your darkness. When you think that that's what you want. When you think that you are just malevolent, unhealed, running around here. That's when you run into her. And then she's going to test you just to see how malevolent you really are. That ain't the smoke I advise anybody to deal with. Because that's her playing field. She runs circles around you in that playing field. Have you out here looking crazy. Same with Satan. Them beings right there, that's their playing ground. You start running around in the unhealed zone. Now this is when you're going to start dealing with all those beings who are running around here unhealed, but they're going to run circles around you. Okay? You got to understand. There is also massive intelligence in the darkness as there is in the light. You got to understand that. Satan was the first of the 23 scientists. The first. The one who created the animus. So you got to think about that for a minute. How highly intelligent these beings are. Extremely intelligent. If I was to sit down and tell you a quarter of the shit that I know that dude did and that Lucifer did, your jaw will literally drop to the floor. It will fall out. But their vast levels of intelligence is unlike anything you've ever seen before. No humans is matching those beings when it comes to that. Lucifer used to teach in the angelic realm. And she's an inverted being. She used to be a teacher. She was teaching the angels. She was a teacher first. You know, Sekhmet and Bastet, now you're talking about a total different pantheon, baby. You're talking about a total different pantheon. A whole different set of things was going on during that time period when they were around. Okay? When you start talking about those types of beings in general, just beings in general, I want you guys to understand. This is why I keep telling y'all about the technology that we have on this planet. The technology that we have on this planet is so vast that they have to call in certain beings to help them and teach them how to utilize the technology because they don't know how to utilize it. Some things they will not teach them. They will not teach humans how to use it because humans act very childish when it comes to power. You guys know what happens whenever you're unhealed and you get access to power. I don't need to tell you what happens. All you got to do is look around the state of condition the planet is in right now. Hello, hello, hello. She used to be that. Her name got changed. Tamika. She is the lesson teacher now. That is her new name. Source changed it. Because she has been teaching every nefarious being out here how to be nefarious. She's the one who taught them about their nefariousness, how to be even more nefarious than what they already were. She taught them how to be nefarious. And I do mean every single nefarious being in the cosmos, she taught them. Like I told you in the previous live. Now I will say this because I didn't say that live. I will share that. I will say this again so you guys can remember. Remember, I told you that Sophia, the source goddess, gave Lucifer a piece of her source energy, which gave Lucifer the power to affect all of the cosmos. So I'm going to save this one here. Okay? But I'm going to keep it pushing. Maybe you are Bastet at Phoenix. Maybe that's your higher self. What do I think about the Greek pantheon? Let me tell y'all about these Greek gods out here, baby. They're all dragons. Okay? White folks have got a hold of it, started putting them in their own image, and said that we're the gods. No, you're not. They're dragons. Okay? They're dragons, and they shapeshift into melanated beings, but they are dragons. Zeus is the dragon that rules over Tamari. But you guys thought that Zeus was Satan. And I kept telling y'all, not the same being. You see the distortion they put out there on y'all? How they try to make it seem like that he was this Greek man and all that kind of stuff. Now, he is nice with the thunderbolts, but he's a dragon. And I know who his avatar is. And y'all do too, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. Because I don't want to blow a spot up. But I know who his avatar is. The Greek pantheon seems very egotistical and human-like. That's because it was egotistical white folks that wrote the stories. Now you know why. What do you mean, what if they're all black but don't phase at all? What do you mean but don't phase at all? I don't get it. Explain yourself. Adonai is another God. I heard one of God's lectures when he mentioned his visions of the Americas and our rise, and he said he saw Zeus as a dragon. That is correct. Boom. Yeah, fragile for sure. They don't shift. I don't know of any original that doesn't shift. How can you find out about you're the avatar. The physical body is the avatar. You mean, how can you find out who you really are? I do the cosmic reading where I can tell you who you really are. Or you can ask your higher self who you really are and see if your higher self responds to you. And this bigger, like way bigger dragon came and ate him up. Really? Because I talk to Zeus all the time. You sure about that? Some telling me something going on with your information, baby. That sounds like distortion. Was Zeus really essaying women like that, or is that distortion? Distortion. I want you guys to understand that the majority of the... Okay. A lot of stories that you see that they've written about are about dragons. Because dragons were the first beings on this planet. And I've told you 1,000 times that the dragons never went anywhere. The dragons are still here. I had a conversation with Source about that. Because even some of the Source guys are also dragons. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? In the Game of Thrones, the language of Valyrian, the people of Dragon, it sounds familiar. That is correct. They know how to tap in. They know how to tap in and speak the language. Dragon worship is everywhere, like all cultures. Deep breath. You got this, y'all. Mom, with the cosmic reading, can you tell what your bloodline is? You will find out about the various different bloodlines that you are a part of. You'll find out about your cosmic lineages, yes. Yeah, Tamika, that is correct. Been intrigued by dragons since I was young. Watched dragon shows, had lizards, golden dragon. I see them all the time. Can you speak on Medusa? And she's not malevolent. She's a neutral being, but she's not malevolent like they try to make her out to be, but she will turn your ass into stone. That's real. Medusa didn't have snakes on her head. Medusa had locks. And she knew how to control her locks. Okay? One of my aspects is very powerful, and I can utilize my locks with long tips and stab you in your eye with them. Okay? She utilized her locks, not snakes. That's all cap. Seven chakras, 7 Dragon Balls, and they all belong to Tiamat. Okay? All those Dragon Balls, those belong to Tiamat. What's your opinion on the show Dragon Tales? I remember that show being young. I don't remember that show. I don't remember Dragon Tales. What is her real name? She came in our apartment one night to visit my wife. Who came into your apartment one night to visit your wife? My first dragon in my dream came from the water and started biting people's heads off. The second dragon dream came and took me into a cave. The third dragon, it came as a dragonfly while I was pregnant. It sounds to me like you have 3 different dragons that are aspects of yours. Then how does she turn you into stone? She looks at you. Her eyes glow, and then she turns you into stone. Simple. Didn't they summon the dragons with a stone in that show? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know because I don't remember watching it. Medusa's very beautiful. My front yard has always had dragonflies. Okay. Now, if you take those steps that I've given you and you start getting into healing, I challenge every single last one of you to start going down that path to see where it takes you. For those of you that are in the practices of Orisha or Ifa, now I want you guys to understand something. The things that I know, because I have the ability to communicate directly to the Orishas, you have people that are in tradition that cannot talk or hear the Orishas. They can divine to get messages from the Orishas, but they don't hear them. I'm one of the few people that actually can hear the Orishas when they speak. Okay? When I go to Nigeria, they be talking to me heavy over there. Heavy. I mean heavy. Heavy. Okay? They talk to me. They will guide you. They will protect you while you're on your journey of learning to get to where you got to go, if it's called for you to go down that path. The only people that are called to go down certain traditional paths are those who have ancestral lineage in that. And you won't even know that until it comes up that maybe your ancestors pull up on you and say, we want you to come down this path. Well, if that comes up like that, then more than likely you yourself are either Olowa or you yourself are also or either an Orisha. I am definitely an Orisha and I am definitely an Olowa. Okay? All right? And don't even get me started on my India aspects. Okay? Because I can tell you about one of my very, very powerful India. Okay? The Indian gods. Shit. Let me tell you something. Y'all don't want me bringing old girl out. I got some powerful. Okay? Those deities right there, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing going on right there. This is big in Trinidad and Tobago. Shango Baptist. Yeah. Shango definitely rules that land over there. What's the purpose of knowing how to tap into all of your dreams? Well, you don't necessarily need to tap into all of your dreams. But if you tap into your dreams, sometimes your dreams will teach you things about yourself that you're not aware of. Ganesh will move you around. Yeah, Ganesh will. Listen. I mean, y'all want to hear something funny about that? For a great many years, I've always had Ganesh. I always had a Ganesh statue in my house. Or elephants that have the trunks up. Get some elephants that have the trunks up, honey, and the money will keep coming in, honey. Okay? Get them elephants with the trunks up in the air. Get those particular elephants. Okay? Have a bunch of them elephants around your house and the money will keep flowing. All right? Now, Ganesha, now listen here. Ganesha be blessing me. Ganesha be blessing me. And I got one of my daughters who's going over to India and she's going to bring me back a nice size statue of Ganesha. I'm going to have Ganesha in the house now. Me and Ganesha, we go way back. Okay? Even Hare Krishna. Me and Krishna go way back. Okay? What's the best remedy to stop smoking weed? Just stop smoking weed, bruh. Like, what do you mean? Are you addicted to it? Are you like addicted to weed? Like, people be saying stuff like that. I've been a weed smoker for a great many years. Okay, let me just say this. I've been a weed smoker for a great many years, right? And I go through my phases where I smoke it and then I don't want to smoke it no more. And then sometimes I'll come back around. It might be a year later and I'll start picking back to smoke it again. You know what I'm saying? But addicted to weed, I just can't fathom that. I can't seem to, I'm trying to work with y'all on that, but how do you stop smoking? You just stop smoking. If you can't stop smoking, baby, something ain't right. Smoking weed is not like smoking nicotine, bruh. Like, THC is not nicotine, so I'm trying to understand what's going on right now when I hear y'all say things like that. Yeah, I don't even think about it like that. It's just like, it just happened where I'm just not smoking. I don't think about it like that. Listen, I keep a stash. Okay, I was a chick that had the stash when everybody else would drive back in the day. You remember back in the day? You know what I'm saying? You be hanging out with your little friends and whatnot. Y'all get together. You had the Colt 45s and the old E's back in the day. If y'all know, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all don't know. It's okay. And I had to take it back to Colt 45 because my mom used to drink Colt 45 and her little friends would drink Colt 45 back in the day. But when I got out on my own, when it came to beer, it was Old E back in the day. Okay? Because if you was drinking Budweiser, now I did get down with the Bud Light, but then they started clowning, talking about you drinking water. You're drinking water over there. They was clowning me and shit. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get me some OE. So you'd have the bottles of OE in the fridge, and you'd have the blunt packs, and you'd have the stash of weed. Then you'd have the spades, the card games. You know what I'm saying? And we used to get down like that. And then there was always be this time period where ain't nobody got no weed and it'd be dry as hell. I'll be the one coming down the steps with the stash. And niggas like, God damn, man, I knew you had some damn, I knew you was hiding that shit, man. Because I don't smoke it like everybody else smoke. Everybody's want to smoke their weed up and then they ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? I come down with the stash and everybody's happy. Those were some days. Them 90s, boy, them 90s days was the shit back in the day. The Phillies, yeah, the Phillies. You took it back with the Phillies? Y'all know about the Phillies. Y'all know about the Phillies. You crazy. Oh, my goodness. Red Stripe. Oh, hell nah. You didn't say Red Stripe, did you, fam? Nobody's, bro. Hell nah. But you remember the Mad Dog 2020 and the Two Fingers tequila? Y'all remember that? And the Alizé? Oh, I forgot about the Dutch Masters. You had me with that one. I forgot all about I forgot about the Dutch Masters. The Dutch Masters was my shit, though. The Dutch Masters was my shit. Damn, I forgot about the Dutch Masters. You crazy as hell. You crazy. Yeah, y'all know about the Alizé. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the Alizé. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That was the shiznit back in the day, man. The Stags was everyone's favorite. Man, listen. You have to smoke weed that's grown with intention and blend it with some flowers so you don't get paranoid. I don't do that, though. But what I do, now let me just say this. If you're going to smoke your weed, baby, I'm going to show you how to get the better high off of it, okay? You got to do it like a ceremony. You get your little weed, you roll it up, you give gratitude to the plant spirits. Give gratitude to the marijuana. You got to give gratitude before you smoke it, baby. Now, for me, I do other shit. I call the cosmic dust down on my stuff and everything. It turns into some whole other shit. You know what I'm saying? I charge weed up and shit and all types of shit before I even smoke it. You know what I'm saying? So then by the time you get to smoking it, it'll take you right on out of here. You're on Mars somewhere, some Jupiter, someplace else. You're Nibiru. You didn't end up at Nibiru one day. You're like, I don't even know how I got over here. Okay? Yes, if you abuse her, she will abuse you back. Now, how many of you guys have had the opportunity to go under and travel to Canis Major? How many of you guys have listen. Canis Major is a galaxy. Okay? They got a planet there called Canis. Okay? When you go to Canis, when you go to planet Canis, I can't make this shit up. When you go to planet Canis, The buds are alive and they're talking to you over there. Okay? They will talk to you. And I snatched a couple of them damn buds and I gave them gratitude. Because at first they was fighting me and shit. So I was like, no, don't fight me. I need some of that. Give me some of that dust. Can you sprinkle some dust on my weed for me, please, babies? Can you sprinkle some sprinkle? They said, okay, sprinkle. But yeah, no, seriously. Go if you guys ever get a chance, if you take mushrooms or you smoke some of that dank, make sure you go into meditation and go to Canis Major. Look for Canis, Planet Canis. Go there. It's gonna blow your wig back. That's a whole planet of all different types of strains. Listen, when I tell y'all all the cosmic beings pull up over there, Canis, and get the different types of weed, man, listen. San Miguel got his own brand of weed. Uriel got his own brand of weed. Shit tripped me out one day because Uriel stayed smoking. Uriel stayed coming over here rolling up the blunts and smoking and shit. San Miguel be over here chilling too, smoking it up. You see the smoke and everything. They be floating up in the air and everything, chilling. Y'all have no idea. You got to build relationships with these beings. You got to build relationship with them. Okay? The angels are my family. That's family right there. So they can pull up on me anytime. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to tell y'all, you got to build your relationships up with folk. Listen, off the shrooms, it gets real for me. Boom. They got the plug locked up. Oh, damn. I haven't tried any of Santa Maria's weed as of yet. No, San Miguel. You guys may know him as Archangel Michael, but Archangel Michael is the Matrix. Is a Matrix created by his brother. That's a Matrix. His real name is San Miguel. Okay? Uriel's physical avatar stays smoking. Oh, you talking about Dolo? He stays smoking. But that's how listen, when Uriel comes over here, that's what I see. I be seeing Dolo with the wings on, fam. He be pulling up on me. And we be talking and everything. And he pull up the packs. Look, I'm getting ready to roll up this joint right quick. You know, and the way he talk, that's how. Listen, when Uriel speaks, it's the funniest thing because when he talks to you, he gets all proper, right? If you don't know him, he'll be real proper, like white people proper when he speaks to you, right? Super proper, right? But then if you like know him, like if you get to know him, oh, okay, that's when the nig comes out. That's when the nig comes out. Because a lot of angels are niggas. I'm going to let y'all know right now. A lot of angels, y'all niggas. Okay? To tell y'all right now. It's crazy. But I'm just telling y'all. Okay? Do you know about how a lot of women miss their periods in July? Yeah, I miss mine too, though. Yeah, that did happen. That's weird. That did happen. I don't know why that happened. Okay. Yeah, they'd be cool. I used to pray to San Miguel, but ever since COVID, I've stopped the 2020 vision. You can just call on him. Me too. Same with Apollo. I ain't miss mine. All right, listen. Ooh, it's hot up in here, honey. Woo. It's hot up in here. The Trap God, what's going on? That's currently know that most of it. Listen. She said, Mama, you crazy. I'm trying to tell y'all. I am trying to tell y'all, okay? And I got angel babies too. I got children that are angels that are my children, okay? Neo Cosmo says, little do y'all know. Brother, really? That's what we doing? You crazy, brother. Loving the ether. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Y'all knew it was coming. This has been so fun. A lot of women are claiming they didn't have it. I miss it as well and came heavy in August. Feeling good, biggest smile on my face. Everyone in here is lovely. Law of attraction in alignment and always find them, or should I say they always find me. Oh my God, I love you. You be having me rolling and thinking the same at the same time. That's my whole point. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. Now, I hope you guys wrote down everything that I told you about in terms of what you got to do to start tapping in. But I want you to remember, you got to get initiated into different types of realities. When I first spoke to Olodumare, that was my initiation of me entering into a different reality. Literally, I saw it happening I really was experiencing it in real time. I literally said, I can't explain what's happening to me right now, but why do I feel like I just entered into a different reality? And he said, that's because you did. And then it was at that moment that I realized, okay, if I'm speaking to the Most High, then I must have definitely stepped into a whole different reality because it felt different. The energy felt different. The consciousness and awareness was expanding. When you get access to certain aspects of yourselves, you get initiated into certain realities. Okay? Because it takes a minute for your consciousness to be able to adjust to getting into the space of expansion. So, as you're going through your process of elevation, you're going to notice a lot of different things about yourself. You're going to notice different abilities coming online that you didn't even know you had. You're going to notice how you receive information, how you process information. You're going to notice your viewpoints change about different things. Like you're going to notice, you'll reflect back. Like I can go back and look at my old lives, right? I can go back and look at my old lives, right? I was very raw back then. Very raw when I first came out. If y'all remember back in 2020, and I've been out before that, but I'm saying when I came out on Instagram, I was very raw, okay? Cussing up a damn storm. Now, I do cuss words every once in a blue moon, not as much as I used to. But I was very raw, right? When I go back and I look at those lives, and I see the things that I was talking about back then, and I look at my demeanor and everything, and how things were back then, and I look at my demeanor and see how things are now. It's crazy. It's like night and day. You know, you guys look at me, you say, Isis, you glowing. You see this glow, right? This glow is because of my elevation. Okay? That's where this comes from. It takes a minute to get to that. It takes a lot of healing to get to that. But you look back, some of y'all this Morocco, some of y'all said y'all been rocking me for at least 4 or 5 years. You know how it was when I first came out. Because if you guys remember, when I had that Telegram, I was lighting your asses up on that Telegram. I was lighting your asses up on that Telegram and on that YouTube. I was tearing your asses up on there. Y'all remember that? I was like, oh, some of y'all playing with me. Y'all gonna learn today. And I will go off. Alexa, play Glow by Ariel J. Boom. And she said, yes, I used to go in. And someone said, I loved it. Y'all remember? Because y'all would be like, y'all would get all in your feelings. And I was like, bounce. I would tell y'all, get up out of here. Get up off my Instagram. I don't give a damn about none of that shit you talking about. And y'all be fighting to stay with me. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be right here. Y'all remember that? I was like, oh, you don't like it? Get the hell up off my Instagram page then. Remember, I should respond back to y'all. Listen, I would clap back. I would clap back on y'all. Y'all would talk crazy. I was queen to clap back. I would stay clapping on y'all. Y'all always come for me all the time. And I was just telling y'all, get the hell up off my shit then. You don't like what I say? Get out. And y'all be like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to stay right here. Or then I have my moments like, I'm so sorry, y'all. Sometimes I be too raw. And then y'all be like, no, you need to be that way. Because sometimes I be needing that, ma. I be messing up out here. I be acting a fool when I know I shouldn't be. So I need you to put that foot up my behind so I can get right. Because you be helping me get right. Remember that? Neo Cosmos, leave. There's the door. I used to go in on y'all about that. Sure did. Shante said, you sure did. Saint Nick said, I evolved though, real talk. Yes, y'all did. They said that was the real spiritual boot camp. Yes, it was. Tough love is always better. Day-isms, I don't think about it. It ain't none of my business. Laughing my ass off. I remember you used to feel bad after cussing us out. I did, though. I did. I be feeling all bad and stuff like I didn't mean. And you be like, don't feel bad. These niggas need a whooping. Those were the good times. Those were the good times. But see, people too sensitive now these days. They're sensitive. Every once in a while, I still come out and bust that ass every once in a while. Every once in a blue moon. But I don't do it as much as I used to anymore. I hardly ever do it anymore. But some of y'all be needing it. Some of y'all new kids on the block that be stepping in. Oh, some of y'all need to get your asses spanked. Now listen. I do be chin checking. I chin check now in my lives. I chin check. I do chin check. Cause some of these folks out here, sometimes you have to, cause they be out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta do a little bit of chin checking. And y'all know when I'm chin checking, cause y'all will hear me start going in a little bit. That's when I'm chin checking. And I'm also chin checking. These individuals know who I'm chin checking to. They know who I'm talking to. So I do the chin check now. I don't go off as hard as I used to, but I will chin check your ass in a heartbeat if you playing in my face. I be getting in big trouble, not even noticing I did. I can't believe so many people didn't get beat as a child. They needed it. Some of us need slipper treatment. That chin check is stern. Now that's it. And I'm glad now the trap god, thank you for saying that. It is very stern. My chin checking is stern, but it's with love. It's not malicious. It's with love. If I chin check you, you know that I'm coming with love, but I'm not going to be the person going to tell you what you want to hear like all the rest of the people around you do. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, baby. Not what you want to hear, because somebody got to do it. I want y'all to think about it. Somebody got to do it. Somebody has to do it. And those are the real jewels that you keep around. You keep around the people that ain't going to kiss your ass. Those are the jewels. Okay? Those are jewels. Those are the people that you keep around you. The ones that's going to let you know when you're messing up. You keep those people around you. If I got a bunch of people around me that are yes, you got to go because I don't trust you. I don't trust you. You're going to stab me in my back. Get the hell on up out of here. You kissing ass too much. You got to go. Okay? Someone said, can you tell me what I need to hear? Been going in. If you listen to the live, you already heard what you need to hear. If someone checks you, it's because they care. Boom! Someone said, T. Billion said, chin check them, and then you said, chin check them, and then you said, then said you hungry. What you finna eat? Yo, chin check would be like, you ready to go? You ready to go to the lounge? What you trying to do? You ready to roll out? What we doing? Like nothing ever happened. All right, my precious babies, I enjoyed y'all today. Thank you so much for coming in and chiming in on this live. I got mad love for everybody. I enjoyed every single last one of y'all. Chin check with love and take that with you. Like I know my spirit's ready to fight me. Yeah, you don't want but you don't want that ass whipping from your ancestors. That's the ass whipping you don't want to have. Listen, I'm gonna warn y'all right now. The least type of ass whipping that you ever want to have in your entire existence is the one from your ancestors. You don't want that smoke. That's not the smoke that you want. Okay? You don't want that smoke because you got to figure you got them, shit. You mess around, you disrespect some Orishas, then shit. I dare any one of y'all disrespecting Orisha to see what happened to your ass. They gonna beat your ass. They gonna put your ass across the lap. They gonna beat your ass. Okay? Period. They do not tolerate no disrespect. And no low-wire gonna tolerate no disrespect either. And these angels ain't gonna tolerate no disrespect either. You mess around and talk crazy to San Miguel, he gonna knock your ass clean out. I'll tell you that right now. He gonna knock your ass out. Your ass is up out of here. I'm telling you. You guys, y'all can't be playing with these beings talking crazy. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, let me just say this about Shannon Sharpe because you had to bring him up. You just had to do it. You just had to do it. I'm not even going to go there. You just had to do it. My man Rod Watson said, heart palpitations and all. Let me tell y'all something about Shannon Sharpe. From my own observation. I'm just going to give you my take on what I feel happened with that brother right there. I'm just going to give you my take. Okay? When you denounce who and what you are and where you come from, the ancestor's going to pull that protection down off your ass. So I'm going to tell y'all something. You brothers out here that love to disrespect your women, you love to disrespect the indigenous woman, but yet you was born from one. You love to disrespect and talk crazy. But see, you're forgetting one thing, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. You are still governed by your ancestors, and they will beat your ass and teach you a lesson. The first thing that's going to go is your protection. Because see, like I told you, your ancestors are your first line of protection. So you go around here and you start disrespecting the divine feminine, honey, that which gives life, because you don't have no proper home training, because you run around here unhealed, because you got mother wounds you didn't heal from, because you run around here all angry, because you want to run around here and make every woman pay for what your mama did to you a long time ago. Let me tell you something about that. Those same women that you disrespect are goddesses. And them higher aspects don't take too kindly to you talking to them crazy. And they don't take too kindly to you putting your hands on them. Anything's going to get to your ass after that. This is how niggas be getting shot and killed. Okay? They'll set your ass up for the fall. You run around here being disrespectful to the divine feminine. We don't know where y'all got that programming from. We don't know what happened to y'all. We don't know what's got you so angry out here. But y'all need to go heal from that, baby. Y'all thinking that you this and that and don't want to be guided. Y'all are the first ones to get got. Easy target. Easy target. Because you don't have the divine feminine that has that sight to see ahead of time to help you see what you ain't never going to see. And by the time you do see it, it'll be too damn late. Some of you Negroes run around here with your goddamn ego and your goddamn arrogance so goddamn big that you don't see the ass whipping when it's coming. That's karma, though. You see, your arrogance and the ego going to lead you to an ass whipping. That's going to bring you down to your ego death, because she's going to tear down your whole empire. I'm telling y'all what I know. And there's some brothers out there that know what I'm talking about, that took that L, that was disrespectful and took that L. You ever take notice to brothers who beat on women, how they ain't shit? They ain't shit. Like they ain't never going to be shit. They'll never spark. They'll never be anybody. They'll never be anything. I want you to pay attention to that. The brothers out here that be putting their hands on women, how there's no good luck for them. They just, everything just negative with them all the damn time. They just ain't got no peace. They don't have no peace. They mad. They take the anger out on all the women and shit. Blame everybody. Women. I see these brothers out here talking about, oh, the woman going to hit the wall. Oh, this, that, and the third. Oh, this woman is picking a woman apart and everything. I'm like, damn, bro, if you gay, just say you gay. I can respect that better. If you're gay, just say you're gay. Because men that hate women, they're either bisexual or they gay. I'm trying to tell you some shit. I know this for a fact to be true. They're either bisexual or they're gay. And it's okay to come out the closet and say that's what you are. I'm not even saying that as a diss. I was saying that on some real shit. Now, not all gay men hate their mothers. Be clear about what I'm saying. But when you have a bunch of men that are angry and that are tearing women down, that is tearing them down, picking them apart, bro, you need to go ahead and just say what you are and come on out the closet. And it's okay if that's who you are. But you need to come out the closet and say this is who you are. It's just something I studied. I've been noticing this. You don't want to admit to it, but you are. You are that. You got men out here that hate women. I'm telling you what that is. I'm telling you what that is. Now they run around here in their unhealed states because they're misplacing their anger. They're running around here in the unhealed states, and all they do is listen to their boys and only their boys and nobody else but their boys and all that type of shit. Watch them. Watch them. Those are the ones you need, ladies, those are the ones you need to be concerned about. Because they DL as hell. And they ain't going to ever tell you that's what they are, but they are. They be having the trophy. As the wife, you're the trophy. You're there for appearances and nothing else. Exactly. You got to come out with the truth. See, I come out with real truth about certain things because ain't that much hating your mama or hating women in the world. Ain't that much of it, bruh. Why are you so angry? Why is there so much hatred in your heart space? And then you also have some men out here that want to be us. There's that too. We can't forget that part. There are some out there that want to be us. And when you tell them you're never going to be us, they get all emotional and shit. Want to fight you. Crazy shit. Yes. And then you have those men out here that sleep with a lot of women as a cover-up. Exactly. Exactly. They be the main ones that be on the DL. They be the main ones that are they be the main ones. If you out here putting your penis up and everything out here running, you done been through everything. Oh, okay, you're bored there. So you're about to go try something different because you done ran through everything out here. And be careful men that say that too. You run into a man that says that, oh, I done been through, I done had everything. Okay, that man right there, he's bisexual. I'm telling you right now. He's bisexual. Clock that T. Or they secretly compete with their wives to attract other men? Crazy shit. Yes. All that is just they need to heal. That's just misplaced masculine energy that needs to heal. That's all it is. Okay? That's all that it is. And the same way for these women out here that hate dudes. They the same damn way. They got daddy issues that they didn't heal from. Okay? They're either bisexual or they're gay. They may have had some traumatic experiences they don't talk about. It shifts them in that direction. Now you have some individuals that are just this way. But I'm telling y'all what I know. I've seen it, and I've called it, and I've been correct every single time. Have not been wrong yet. I addressed them women. If you were listening, I just addressed them, Kai. I just said that. You so busy ready to respond that you're not listening. Watch them ones who mad when them gay men come around. Yep. Real talk. Yes. Now, you asked me about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe got karma. That's his karma. That's all that happened with Shannon Sharpe. This is karma. I watched this man with Ocho Cinco on a podcast a couple months ago. Anocho Sick was saying, bro, why don't you get yourself a sister, a married sister? And this dude was like, nah, I need the snow bunnies. And da 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 and dee 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 dee. And the snow bunny took $30 million for that fool. Some crazy ass millions of dollars she took from him. And he lost his damn endorsement deal that he was supposed to have for his podcast. And he got fired from ESPN. Brothers, you don't listen. You don't listen. You get a little bit of success, and you want to run in that direction. And then, she the one who take your whole empire away from you. Dummy. Took brothers' whole shit from them. How you gonna get back-to-back L's? You're just taking back-to-back L's because he has to be humbled. Now he's going through an ego death. That's the way he had to be humbled. You could tell. And there's a lot of masculines that's going to be going through a lot of ego deaths this year. Y'all going to be going through back-to-back shit because you hard-headed and don't like to listen. And I'm going to tell you something. That call is being made by the Most High because he tired of y'all shit. He tired of y'all. Now, yes, y'all got that from him, but he chose to heal. So if the Most High can heal, then what's your excuse? Them curses be coming down strong on folk. So as far as Shannon Sharp's concerned, oh well. What y'all want from the stove? He's out of here. Tyler Perry's out of here. He's out of here. He's out of here. Because the way he portrays indigenous women and capitalizes off their pain, that's what his contract was all about when he came out, was to downplay the indigenous woman. That's what they brought him into Hollywood for. That's what he got in position for, was to portray us in this stereotypical manner. He got paid a lot of money for that, but his time is up. And I'm going to say, allegedly, but no, his time is up. Okay? And for them wigs, he got to go. Boom. He made more money playing a role of a woman than he ever could have made playing a role as a man. Let that sink in. But then when you look at the stereotypical roles that he played, or you look at his movies and how they're actually portrayed out into the audiences, and how women of color, indigenous women, are portrayed to the audiences from him, it's never in a good light. Never. And the sad part about it, y'all going in on him, but there was a lot of black people that supported him, especially black women that supported that man and still support him to this day. But all he's been doing is making money off of your pain to this day. Making fools out of y'all that support him, because I was never a supporter of Tyler Perry. The Peoples was the best movie to ever come from him. I didn't watch it because I don't watch his movies. Trauma bonding, that is correct. And he definitely heavily promotes that in his movies. Trauma bonding, that is correct. He made a complete mockery of Notozaki's play for Colored Girls. Yes, he did. Drumming up old wounds through his movies. Boom. Yes, he did. He was bold enough to let them Zionists, but that's what his contract was about. I'm telling y'all what his contract was about. I got the whole scoop on that, about what his contract was about. That's what his contract was about. He was put in place as a gay man to do that. And then he still didn't even admit that he gay. Let that sink in. He still won't admit that. All right, baby. 2,600 bands. You just got here late. I'm getting ready to get off here. You want to go back and watch the live, baby, because I'm done talking. I'm talked out. I love y'all, my peoples. It's been nice. Peace and blessings.